Hi guys, and welcome to the State of Crypto, your one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host Martin, and this is episode 228. Is Binance getting too big? Now, if you're catching this stream live, welcome, and if you're catching the replay and have any suggestions for us, please leave us a comment below. We really want to know what you're thinking. Now, if you want to be updated with the latest crypto-related news, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button and that bell so you're notified when we go live. And if you want to keep on chatting with us, once the stream is done, you can join us on the Discord. Links in the description, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight for an awesome Thursday night. 1 second, guys. I will be right back. Just give me one brief second. I forgot to do something pre-stream, so I'll be right back. Just let me throw this screen on and... We're back. Sorry about that, guys. I forgot to do something pre-stream, and I just had to go out and do it real quick. I'm back. Like I was saying, man, thank you for being here with us on this awesome Thursday night. I hope you're having a great time. Again, so if you were with us yesterday, thank you. And if you're joining us today, also, thank you, man. You guys are amazing. Thank you for joining this channel, for coming in, chilling with us, talking about crypto. Again, you can join me on Twitter. Also, link will pop out throughout the screen. On the bottom part of the screen, it'll be somewhere around this area, right? So again, thank you all for joining today, and let's move on to the actual news. I only have 3 articles I'm going to cover. 2.5. One and a quarter, maybe. Something like that. So give me one quick second. My wife's calling me. I'll be right back real quick, guys. I'm back again. Sorry, guys. I mean, a lot of quick interruptions, but, you know, anyways, like I said, thank you for joining us, right? Let's jump on to the news. What's happening? Well, remember how we talked about yesterday about some people were going to get liquidated? We didn't actually have the actual numbers, but this article is from yesterday, and it was from around that time when Bitcoin was hitting the 8,830 levels, or 8,830 and 8,350, right? But it's talking about a grand total of 55 million short positions were liquidated. Now imagine how many more got liquidated as it rose past 9,000, right? Again, that's part of the reason that the price also rose. And, you know, that's what we were talking about yesterday, right? So again, things that we got to keep in mind. When we get violent moves, some positions will get liquidated. And we're going to have the markets come in and do some weird stuff, right? So again, that's it from yesterday. I just wanted to show you guys that this is happening. Now, look at this. They're also on this article mentioning that Bitcoin is trading above the 200 daily moving average, right? For the first time since early March, indicating a shift in sentiment of optimism, leading to the block reward halving, right? So again, stuff that we discussed yesterday, right? Before this article came out, I believe. But again, we've always been looking at the 200. We know it's a key area for Bitcoin to break above, and am I glad that we got above it? We're still above it again. We probably closed the day above it. I haven't looked at the actual closing. What I can tell you is that I did close my position, still at a profit, and I'm waiting for a new entry. And I got it when it was coming down, right? So again, I got some good money locked in, and I'll looking for another entry, right? Anyway, this other one, Ethereum is about to see a massive upside as bull moves to cancel bearish divergence. Remember how we stated that we had bearish divergence on Ethereum and that we just canceled it and we actually deleted that yesterday? Well, yeah, I mean, this article is also pointing it out, right? And that's also from yesterday, probably yesterday afternoon. But, you know, by the time we were doing this at night, we were already looking at that divergence was getting canceled. And we knew that if Bitcoin was to pump, Ethereum was going to pump. Now, the last article that I have is just this one. It says, is Binance getting too big? Changpeng Zhao responds. And now this does say that, you know, Cointelegraph, though, where I got this article from, they conducted an interview with Changpeng Zhao. And during the discussion, he addressed concerns from crypto community regarding the size and influence of Binance amid the firm's increasing acquisitions and horizontal expansions. Now, we know they also bought CoinMarketCap, but they've also bought a lot of other micro exchanges that are doing different things that they're doing, thus increasing their portfolio or offerings to the people, right? So again, we've talked about this before. It's a concern of mine, right? Are they getting too big? I do believe so, man. At some point in time, they're going to have so many things going on that they're going to struggle to land some of them. And, there are going to be micro exchanges that are going to be so good at certain small things that are just going to start kicking their asses at those small things, right? And that's when they're probably going to start falling. Now, right now they're in expansion, they're in growth, so that's good for them. So again, let's wait and see how this keeps on playing out for Binance. Now, he did say that there's basically two sides to it. So there's a worry about too big or not, and then there's users choosing us. If we abuse the power that we have, then abuser influence, then people would not choose us. And then he says we're quite big, but the reason we're growing is not because we're abusing monopolistic power. There's like thousands of other exchanges. The competition is very fierce. People naturally have those kind of worries, but rest assured, we want to continue to provide value to his users and not destroy value. And the free market works. If we abuse it, people will leave. That's what he's stating, right? Anyways, he also went on to say that Binance is still very small, like in terms of market cap compared to any other traditional organization. They're tiny. And during his chat, right, he also went on to state that when the platform launched, there were like two other crypto exchanges that were big at the time, and they were only in English and only on the web, and the meaning that they were not on mobiles or targeting users outside of like the Western Hemisphere. So there was definitely room for another exchange, right? Anyways, at the time, he says the goal was to reach the number one position in 3 years, but sometimes you get lucky. So again, they have had good growth, right? They have had good expansions. They have expanded intelligently. Now, whether or not they're going to keep on expanding and what else they're going to do, I mean, they will keep on expanding, but what else they're going to do and how well they're executed, that's still yet to be determined. Now, if you guys are joining us, we're going to play this small intro, and we're going to jump into technicals. It's giving me time to like set up here the screen on the side where I had to do the technicals. So give me that quick second, and I'll be right back, right? Yo guys, what's up? We're back. So let me look real quick here at the market and see what's happening on the daily. Yesterday we lost market cap. We talked about a potential retrace, right? So we did get it again. Yesterday when we were here, we were still going green, and we talked about getting some retracement happening, and we did pull back a little bit, and that's fine. We still had divergence, right? If we go here or we go here, we still have that divergence. Again, today pumping a little bit. Yesterday we lost 2.63% market cap, around 6.44 billion. Today it's pumping 1.33% or 3.16 billion, sitting at $241.72 billion. Now, Bitcoin dominance is at 66.38%. Bitcoin has increased dominance for the third day in a row. Now, yesterday gaining 0.81, today is gaining actually losing 0.01. And like I said, sitting at 66.37. The price of Bitcoin at $8,737.28. What happened? Well, I did tell you about my entry, right, around 7,530, right, around this area. And then I did write it up, right? And I was skeptical about getting above 9,000, right? So we know we were having resistance, and as you can tell, we did hit resistance here at 8,988, very close to where we actually had this line, 8,983. So by the time we were opening the market, right, we're still rallying a little bit and trying to get outside of this area. We're actually trading within this area, but still below that 8,800. We did manage to rally up all the way to 9,478. In some exchanges, even 9,500. I knew we were probably going to get... I wasn't expecting the pullback to happen there, right? Because we do have resistances in other channels, like at 7,564. So I really was expecting for this to get slightly higher. And in this other, right, in this one, we also have it at 9,600 and change, I believe. 9,650, right? So again, we know we had resistance up ahead. I was expecting the pullback to happen there. I was hoping that we were going to ride it a little bit longer. But I had set up my exit strategy, and I ended up taking profit around the 8,900 levels, right? I was waiting for something to like bounce. I didn't catch the bounce, so I just exited. And I'm happy with that, right? I haven't gotten in. I probably should have gotten in way down here. But again, I wasn't sure if the market was going to keep on going down or up at this point. And I'm waiting for consolidation to happen. We talked about that, right? We impulsed up. We got to consolidate. So on the daily, what's happening? Again, let's go on this chart where we have a lot of this stuff happening. We managed to move down a little bit. We're still creating divergence, bearish price action to the downside potentially, right? We're hitting that area where we could retrace. So that's it for Bitcoin dominance. For Bitcoin price on the daily. We're sitting overbought at 71.47 on the RSI. Now on the 4 hours, what's happening? We're calling divergence. We did move down. From there we rallied. We talked about consolidation, right? We're downsloping consolidation. This seems too steep. I would have liked to see it a little bit less steep, but again, we're expecting pullback, and pullback sometimes happens like this, right? Again, positive momentum still building, but less of it. We hit overbought at 92.33, and right now we're sitting neutral on the RSI at we're sitting bought at 62.78, right? So again, really waiting for this to play out a little bit more. We're about to get negative momentum, and that could certainly see us hit the 20, right, on the 4 hours, and that's something that we should be looking for. If we miss that 20, we're probably going to hit here, and that would be the 618 at 7,970 on this chart, right? You can tell here, 618, right? 7,966. Anyways, that's it for Bitcoin on the 4 hours. Let's go to the 1 hour and see what's happening. We called divergence here, right? We were here live last night. Like I said, we did manage to pump a little bit more, but again, by the time that pump was happening, I was like out, man, right? So I was completely asleep by the time, right? Sorry, let me play something else here on Spotty. There we go. So we did manage to ride all the way up here to 9,300s, right? We floated around that area for a little bit. I was completely gone by the time. So after that, I did see the movement happening to the downside a little bit. I think one of my alerts triggered around the 9,000 level, but I think this one triggered it in the morning, right, at 2 or so. Yeah, 2 in the morning. Seems about right. And then from there on, it just kept on moving down. And like I said, I exited somewhere around 8,900. So somewhere around this area, right? 8,900. Again, we found that to be resistance, right? We can go on this other chart that we have here, and you see that 8,900. I have it here as a red line. It was my late entry from my last position, and we hit it as resistance a couple times. As you can tell, here we actually closed at that level, right? 8,961. Closed at opened at 8,899, so almost right on 8,900. And then since we just kissed it a couple times and moved down, so again, I was expecting this to happen, so that's why I ended up closing my position. I think I closed it in what was it, like somewhere around this area. So I can't remember if it was like 9 in the morning maybe when I closed that position, right? That's yeah, I think it was 9, because the next one would be 3. So I wasn't trading at 3 in the morning. Sorry, 3 in the afternoon. So somewhere around 9, that's when I ended up closing the position. And I'm happy with that, right? I did ride it to the downside. I was thinking about getting in here again, but I was waiting for divergence to develop, and we don't have divergence, right? We're going from a low to a lower low with more negative momentum and lower in the RSI, so we don't have anything bullish to actually go on. Now the only thing that we have to ride is just, expectation, right? We're speculating that this was going to go up on the halving. Now we're rejecting it 20, right? We rejected it once, twice, 3 times almost. Like I said, waiting for this to develop a little bit better to get the new in and ride the next wave up. Like I said, we're going to get some parts where we can accumulate, right, before the next rally, if it is to happen before the 12th of May, because we are going to be bullish on Bitcoin. But after that, man, it's just going to be insane. Again, we're going to tighten this off the Bollinger Bands on the 1 hour, neutral on the RSI at 48.12. And what I'm trying to see is, like I said, we don't have divergence here, right? I was looking for something bearish, but I don't have anything else besides what we called out yesterday. So that's it for Bitcoin on in general, right? Let's move on to Ethereum, man. What is happening with Ethereum? Yesterday moving down 1.82% on dominance. Today gaining 0.68, sitting at 9.63% market cap. The price of Ethereum at $208.82. Again, what's happening? We're targeting up here. We're obviously closed here. We still have this divergence happening. Price action to the downside. We did move down. Again, below the 618, we knew it was a possibility. Now we're probably going to face it as resistance again on the next movement to the upside. Bought on the RSI at 65.94. Now I'm going to move on to the 4-hour chart and see what's happening there. So on the 4 hours, right, we call divergence, price action to the downside. We hit the 20. We knew it was an area where we could bounce. We ended up bouncing. We talked about that. Right now, hitting the 20 and holding it, right? We're bouncing off the 20 again, heading towards that 618 at 213.24, right? Again, we don't have anything else developing. We're just getting some pullback happening like we discussed yesterday. Neutral on the RSI at 54.85. On the 1 hour, right, again, we were here. We did manage to go slightly higher. We can even go to this high. And again, we're still going lower, right? Creating that strong bearish divergence. Price action to the downside. We did break below the 20. We're trying to get above it, but rejecting right now. And again, rejecting the 618, right? We rejected it here and here. And almost here. But again, low, right? Lower low. I guess we could say more negative momentum, right? From here to here, it would seem like we could call it. Yeah, very slight, man. Very slight divergence developing, we could say, right? Bearish. Sorry, strong bullish. Potential price action to the upside. We got the rally, but failed at the, like I said, the 618. Again, starting to move down, but higher than the previous low. And less negative momentum, also higher on the other side. Here, we would have divergence also from here to here, right? We don't. Slow to lower. So, we don't have the divergence there. Awesome. So, it's going to be it. Again, we could trace it from here to here. Again, it would be very similar, right? It's one candle next. Or one candle over. Just go from there again. Same thing, right? So strong bullish coming in, trying to rally, but failed. Now that's it for Ethereum. Again, I'm waiting for something to happen, right? We're starting to consolidate. Now the movement down, as you can see, is not what you want to see in consolidation on the 1 hour. On the 4 hour, it looks a little bit too sharp, right? It's too steep. Like you want to see like nice, small, tight flags forming. This is not a flag, right? This is like a peak, and now we're coming back down. On the daily, it looks a little bit more normal, let's say, right? Slightly that impulse up, coming back some of that candle. At least I think we got halfway back from that nice impulse we had yesterday, right? So let's actually measure. It's not going to give you a percent. It's like 4%, it says. And yesterday we increased by 9. So yeah, almost half, right? Like I said, half of the candle. We undid half that. Now we're trying to gain again. But again, we got to consolidate a little bit. That's what's happening. Now let's go on to XRP. What's happening with XRP dominance? Yesterday it lost 4.18. Today gaining, or sorry, losing 0.08. Apparently we gapped down. The price of XRP at 21 cents, 21.29 cents. Again, we're at 23 cents, man. And right now, where are we at? We came back into this yellow fucking rectangle, man. We know that rectangle is resistance. We know it's an area we also have a lot of support, right? We actually didn't break below it last time. And, we're actually almost barely outside of it. But again, if I were to pinpoint this, I probably would be within. And again, we did hit resistance here at 22.605. As you can tell, we barely got above it. And again, this is also a matter of pinpointing, right? But we know we have resistance on this area. We went higher, and then we're starting to move down again. We had divergence. We talked about that, right? Price action to the downside. We got to play out bought on the RSI at 60.57. Nothing else happening on the daily, right? We're still waiting for the next play, for something to develop. Let's go on the 4 hours. Impulse up, down sloping consolidation. It's not even consolidation. It's just a movement down. Pullback. So, negative momentum, right? Low, higher low. Again, did I miss this one on the other charts? Maybe, man. Maybe I missed this one because I'm kind of flying through the market, right? Again, there was not a lot happening, so besides the pullback. So I might have missed this on the other charts. Low, lower still, yeah. Right, it seems to make sense. Again, some hidden bullish potential price continuation. About to get a new rally probably of that, but we have resistance at the 20. Now that's in the 4 hours. Let me look at Ethereum real quick. Do we have this? And did I miss it? No, in Ethereum it seems to be more or less flat, right? And then we're going higher. Let me go on Bitcoin real quick. Bitcoin, we're not even making negative momentum. That's why I didn't call it there. So XRP is just the only asset that has this divergence right now. That is hidden bullish. Again, potential price continuation. We might get a new rally coming in. And probably part of the reason that we're hitting this balance right now. Neutral on the RSI at 52.05. Let's go on to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, we're calling for bearish divergence. We did have it still right again there. Price action to the downside. We don't have it here. We said we could negate it on the RSI, and we did. We were very close. So again, price action to the downside. We broke down beautifully. Below 20 again. Trying to get above that, but still managing to stay barely outside of this area, right? Again, using it as support. Now, on the 1 hour, it's more clear. I did believe we were within it when at first sight on the daily, but in the 1 hour we can see that we're actually bouncing in and out of it, but managing to mostly stay out of it. And we want to stay out of this area if we're to bounce again. Now we have the 20 to face as resistance. Above that, 22,605 again. We talked about that. Low, lower low, last negative momentum, right? Again, here's a little bit more steep or steeper than we had on Ethereum. Right, and that's it, right? Again, potential price action to the upside, right? So again, we get the bounce but failed. Moving down but still higher than the previous low. And right now, try to rally again but failing. And we might test the 20 and see what happens there. Now, sitting neutral on the RSI at 44.42. Let's go on to Litecoin. I'm not sure if I'm going to be here tomorrow, guys. I do have, I just want to chill. It's like Labor Day here in Mexico, so I want to take it off and just like relax tomorrow. Enjoy the day, enjoy the family, play with my kids, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be on tomorrow night. Anyways, yesterday we lost dominance, right? 2.58 today, gaining 0.13%, sitting at 1.26% market cap. Now the price of Litecoin 46.81%. What's happening? Again, we still have this divergence, right? Price action to the downside. Again, we called it out, man. We knew we were going to pull back any movement down. Now what's insane here is that we undid most of the gains we had from the prior day, right? None of the coins lost so much. This lost 5%. Let's see how much XRP lost. Oh, actually, XRP lost everything that it gained yesterday. Never mind, 6.7. Ethereum losing 4.39. So XRP, I forgot to call that, is bearish engulfing, right? So again, potential of price action to the downside on bearish engulfing candle, right? Look, Bitcoin didn't lose that much. Just the rest of the alts just got crippled, right? That's just what happened. Everyone else lost huge, and Bitcoin just lost 1.85%. That's it. But again, it's so sad to see XRP getting bearish engulfing. Again, we're trying to rally right now. We're probably going to try to neutralize it. Maybe we'll close around this area tomorrow. Tonight, I'm not sure. 21, we'll see. Let's go into Litecoin, right? What's happening? Again, divergence, price action to the downside. We call this. Let's go to the 4 hours. Again, we moved down, right? Pull back, hit the 20. We're trying to bounce from there, but yet to be determined. Now we're getting negative momentum. 18, 17. All right, slightly less. We're higher, less negative momentum than before, and also higher on the RSI. So we don't have anything. We're just following the market. Sitting neutral on the RSI at 52.92. Let's go to the 1 hour. On Litecoin, okay, we had divergence. Did I call this out on Litecoin already? Feels like it, man, because I do believe no, this is 10 p.m. Actually, we called it out there. Awesome. Divergence, right? Price action to the downside. We're getting that move down. Beautiful. Rejecting the 20, right? Right now, we rejected it once, rejecting it twice, starting to move down. Negative momentum, do we have it? Yes, also, just like the rest of the market, right? So for me to here, let me just make sure this is going to be anchored to the 1 hour chart. That was not going to move. There we go. Awesome. Anchored. And here, we kind of have strong bullish. Also, and here we also have strong bullish, right? So again, potential price action to the upside being too weak. And right now, like we said, we're consolidating, right? After that massive impulse up that most of the coins had. Now that's it for Litecoin, right, on the 1 hour. Let's look at Binance. What's happening with Binance dominance? Yesterday it gained 0.06. Today it's gaining 0.07. Sitting at 1.11% market cap. The price of Binance at $17.20. What was the highest that we got? Like 1950, 1935. All right, cool. So we did move out. We got massive pullback. So even the candle after, we try to move up, massive pullback, right? Losing 2%, losing less than the other alts, which is good. And today's gaining 1.46 again, trying to get that loss that it took yesterday. So it's pretty good. Again, do we have something? Yes, we had divergence. I'm not sure why I don't have this out here. Maybe because we're developing it. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure why I didn't call this one out. I think this was higher yesterday. That's why we didn't quite have it. On the pullback, maybe we got some. We lost some of that positive momentum. We still have this bearish divergence, potential price action to the downside. We knew it was across the market. We don't have it on the RSI. Sitting bought at 61.75. Let's go to the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, what's happening? We had bullish divergence moving to the upside again. Pull back, we knew it was going to happen. Hit the 20, bouncing of the 20, and that's fine. Managing to hold it. So long as we hold it, we're good. Now, do we have divergence here? Not really. Low, higher, low, negative momentum, less negative momentum. Low on the RSI, higher on the RSI. Neutral at 57.69. Let's go to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, what do? We go higher again at 10 p.m., right? Again, Bitcoin still managed to pull the next two candles up and then rejected. But again, bearish divergence, price action to the downside, beautifully breaking below the 20. Try to rally, failing at the 20 a couple times, finally getting above it. Tightness of the Bollinger Bands coming in. Again, we can expect a violent move. Now here we don't have that divergence, right? We're going from a low to a high, low to high, low to high. No bullish divergence for Binance. We're getting above the 20, which is good, right? Neutral on the other side, 50.33. Very, very neutral. Now let's move on to look at silver. What's happening with silver, man? We lost the 20, right? We talked about it. The more you touched it, the more you're likely to break it, and we managed to break the 20. Now we're gonna try to rally and face it as resistance, but we did move back down, and we did bounce at this area. I do believe it's a 382 at $14.70. And we knew it was a target, right? We know it was an area we could bounce. So again, that's why those lines are there, right? They've been there for a long time. Now gold, again, breaking below the 17,004, I believe it was. 1,704, yeah. And what's happening here? Let me see. Again, we had divergence, price action down, so we're moving down. Below the 20 again, we're probably going to face it as resistance. Let's wait and see how this keeps on playing out. Let's look at the rest of the market. What's happening with the S&P? Again, divergence, price action downside. We did move down 27 points. Nikkei, we didn't call it because we didn't have it yesterday, right? We were lower, but now we do have it. We're going higher with less positive momentum. So, going to a new high. And now we're going to a new less positive momentum and higher on the RSI. So again, bearish divergence up 422 points. Toronto down 447 points. Why? Well, we had divergence, right? We called it. London, what's going on? Divergence, price action to downside, 130, right? We didn't have the divergence here like we had with the rest of the markets. But again, just being congruent that all markets are moving down. So let's look at the Dow. What is happening with the Dow Jones? Divergence, right? What happened? So we lost points, 228. Again, we knew it was a possibility. We moved down. US 30, right? Yesterday when we opened, it was moving higher. And we talked about if this divergence was to hold, we're going to move down. We moved down. Today, we're moving down still. If we manage to move down by the time the market opens, we're probably going to open lower. And then we'll see if the market can manage to pull up again, or if it's just going to lose points again. But yet to be determined. So neutral right now on the other side, 53.78. What's happening with oils? Let's look at the oils. What's happening with let's look at, where do I have? Brent. Rallying but failing at the 20, right? We talked about this. If we would have gotten in today, you would have gotten this beautiful, beautiful movement up. Again, when we called it out, right, like a couple days ago, in total, you would have recovered 26%, and even a chance to sell, even if you would have sold at the top, which is hard, right? You don't. Some people will come in and tell you, "Oh man, I bought at the bottom, right, the very bottom, and I sold just on the top." That is bullshit, man. No one does that. I mean, you have to be very, very lucky just to like really sell at the top, and buy just the very, very bottom, right? You buy somewhere in between the top and the bottom usually, and you play those ranges. So again, what happened? We're moving up again. Beautiful. Are we moving higher up? Very, very slightly, right? We would have gained on this one 40%, right? This is Brent also, but in another chart. Now West Texas, let's get that movement, right? Again, moving up. Not as much, but even 32% gain would have been good, right? Now let's go to... Yeah, I guess that's gonna be it, man. Let me do something here. Play something. That's it. I guess that's gonna be it for tonight, guys. You know, we talked about the markets. If you guys want to talk about something else, let me know in the chat. Otherwise, we're gonna call it a stream for tonight. Like I said, I do want to get some stuff done tonight. Tomorrow might be off. I'm not sure, but we'll see. Again, we're expecting pullbacks to happen. We did get them, so we're not surprised, right? If you were with us yesterday, we talked about the pullbacks, potential pullbacks happening. So again, this is no surprise, right? This is FOMO, liquidations, or whatever you want to call it, right? A lot of people trying to catch that wave got screwed up here. That's why our entry was way down here. I have it on this chart actually, 7,000, yeah, 7,530.71. And then on this one, I didn't mark my exit. I marked it on this one, right? I knew it was my take profit. It was around 8,900. That's the area that I wanted to have it, and so that's where I took it, right? There we go. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. I have keys mapped out to my keypad. And minus mutes the mic, plus brings the mic back on. And I was doing some quick math on my keypad. And I just completely screwed up, right? That one's not mapped. Sure, 1 second. Anyways, yeah. So that's gonna be it for tonight. I guess no comments. Thank you all for showing up, guys. You guys are amazing. If you showed up tonight, thank you for your support. Thank you for the likes. That's gonna be it for tonight, guys. Again, I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. This is Tether Crypto. I'm your host, Martin. It's been a pleasure being here with you guys tonight. This awesome Thursday night. Again, I'll catch you tomorrow, maybe, for another edition of Tether Crypto. Still yet to be determined. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll notice that. If you like what we do, you know what to do. Hit that like, that bell, that sub, right? Those things that are popping up right now on your screen, you should do that. I forgot to post them on the stream as we were going live tonight. But, yeah, that's going to be it for tonight, guys. Again, thank you all for showing up. Thank you for your amazing support. And I wish you well to you and your families. Twitter's coming out right now if you want to follow me there. Yeah, thanks, guys. You guys are amazing. I'll catch you tomorrow for another edition, right? Until then.